I hear that theme song, the sweet tea's flowing, and we're ready to do Larry's Country Diner. Hi, everybody. We got a great show lined up for you today. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to the host of our show. You know, I was just talking to his wife, Lou Ann. She told me, she said, sometimes I just wish his mouth had a pause, but it's okay. It gets a little chatty. That's Larry.
You know what? She gets a little upset with the spotlight that I have on the back of the bed.
Yeah.
At night, yeah. Sometimes that bugs her.
I can.
Because it flashes on and off.
On the air.
All right, I got it. Here we go. We did green. I'm going to do yellow this time.
Okay. This
is the promise. And I was looking at the early shows that we did some 13 years ago.
Long time.
Don't say it like that.
Renee and I were just mere children.
That's right.
Our 13 years, it was supposed to be one.
Well, it got out of hand. And I always explained why we do the promise. Because when I was growing up, we would do it at mealtime. And we had promises on the desk. This is James 4:8. Draw nigh to God and he will draw nigh to you. Psalms 91:1. Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. You talk about peace. Yeah. That'll give you peace. All right. We've got, on a show a couple of weeks ago, I was giving Renee, that's you, right?
That's me. Always been. Mm-hmm.
I was giving Renee grief about golf. Very interesting. Many years ago in Scotland, a new game was invented. It was ruled gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. The word G-O-L-F, gentlemen only, ladies forbidden, entered into the English language. That's what golf stands for.
And I think you were talking to Nadine, but it's okay. You get us mixed up all the time.
It was the driver and the putter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I am excited to introduce to you this next guy. Two of my three sons, Ian and Jared, they office in Columbia here. And I don't know how you and somebody else were there. Do you recall what was going on?
I was invited to do just a little show for a recording, just to sing, and I showed up. I've always been told, show up.
That's right.
And that's what I do.
Oh, absolutely. And when we were ran into a situation, somebody had COVID and couldn't make the show today.
Right.
And I got on the phone and they had said to me, see if Corey's available. And I go, who? Because I had not heard of you until they mentioned you.
Yeah.
So then I went to your website and looked at that. And I thought, yeah, buddy, that'll do. You've had a rough life.
I have had a rough life. I have. But, you know, when God intervenes, he changes it completely. And, you know, that message or that scripture that you read, man, I tell you what, you know, speaking of COVID, I almost died 5 months ago.
Is that right?
I did. I was in the hospital and I had double pneumonia COVID. And, you know, I'm young. And the doctor came in and said, hey, we want to put you on the vent. I said, well, what are my chances of living? And he said, you got about an 8% chance. And I said, no, sir. And I said, and he got upset with me a little bit. And he went and called my wife. And my wife was at home with COVID as well. But my wife, see, she's like Superwoman or something. And, you know, it didn't, you know, he called my wife, and my wife said, well, if he don't want to be on it, then don't put him on it. And that night, I took a turn for the worse. My heart rate, I accidentally fell asleep because one of the nurses came in and said, if you'll use this incentive spirometer, all night tonight, I think I'll be able to save your life.
Wow.
And I fell asleep for 10 minutes, but by accident. And when I fell asleep, I heard all these alarms, and I woke up, and all these doctors and
And it was
nurses
me.
were around. And I was like, I'm dying right now. I'm dying
Wow.
right now. And I was sick. You know, I've lost family members to it, and you know, and my heart rate had went to 220 beats per minute. My oxygen was like 39 or 49, and I had this nurse kneel down, get in my ear, and she started praying. I get choked up when I talk about it. No, I don't mean to be, but she said, I'm going to pray for you, Corey. And she gave me a shot, and my heart rate went down, and she was praying for me in my ear. And then after she prayed and everything, it was just like my heart rate went down, and, you know, they had this thing on me pushing air into my lungs. And the next day, my oxygen went from that to 85.
Wow.
And then the next day after that, it went up in the 90s. And then the next day, they said, man, I don't know how, but you can go home today. And I said, but I did tell God this. I said, God, and I stay true to it. And, you know, I've got a song that's got the word hell in it, but it, you know, there's a hell.
Yep.
But I said, God, if you'll save me, I'll give you all the glory in everything I do, even doing country music. I'll give you all the glory. So I'm going to give him glory right now for me being here and being able to sing today. And this is a dream come true for me.
Give us a song, Corey.
I'll give you a song. This is an old cut. This song, I was laying in the bed, and I wrote it in about 4 minutes. And it's called Excuse Me. Excuse me, can I have your attention? If you don't mind, I'd like to sit a while. And forgive me if I forgot to mention that your heart and soul are always on my mind. And I regret the way I left you hanging and watched those tears run from your lonesome, lonely eyes. Oh, I've tried to get you off my mind more times than I can count. But every time I close my eyes, it's you and no one else. I'm so sorry that we can't start all over. You've made it clear when I walked out the door. And I know the pain I caused was more than you could bear. But tonight it seems that you don't even care. Oh, I've tried to get you off my mind more times than I can count. But every time I close my eyes, it's you and no one else. Oh, how it kills me to see you with another. But that's the price I paid for leaving you that night. Yeah, that's the price I paid for leaving you that night.
Yeah!
Thank you, man.
Woo!
Jared and Ian, you done good.
That's a country song right there.
I really appreciate you being here.
Man, I tell you what, like, I've watched your show over the years, and
Yeah, every now and then.
I've always said I want to be on that show because one of my heroes was on this show. He played guitar.
Keith.
Yeah, I was going to say, hero. Must be.
He's the guy with the shirt right there
And
hanging
he's
on the
sitting
wall.
right beside me right now, and
You
it's
got it.
so crazy. And
He's loving every minute of it.
I tell you what, he was the most gentle man, and I was able in the past to go backstage at the Opry, and I remember seeing him, and I was like, golly, that's Jimmy Capps. And person my age, sometimes they don't recognize people like that, but I did because this show, number one, and the Opry. And I walked up to him. I said, "Hey, Jimmy, I'm Corey. How you doing?" He said, "I'm doing okay." And I said, "Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Jimmy." And he said, "What's that?" I said, "You give me a year, I'll be on that stage."
Wow.
And he said, "You know what? I had a guy tell me the exact same thing, and almost a year to the date, he was on that stage." So that's how we made our connection.
Yep.
But then, I'd come back and forth or whatever, and every single time I would go to the Opry, he would be sitting on the side where the music, where the sound system was. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be sitting on the side over there, and he'd go, "Come on, sit down," and we'd talk. And he looked at me. He said, "You'll be on there.
Wow.
You'll be on there one day." And he said, I ain't gonna say the artist's name. He said, "But just don't sound like that guy when you get up there." I can't tell you the name, man, but I thought it was the funniest thing. But man, I tell you what, he was a sweetheart. He was just a humble man. I gloated over the guy because I was a huge fan of him. And
Yeah, we missed the
I
sheriff.
know you do.
I am very pleased you're here.
Yeah.
I'm
And
pleased to be here.
I believe that he's right. Something strong is going to happen for you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Take a break and get out of here.
Oh, hey, you know about Nadine, don't you? Just want to warn you, she's on the way. There's Country Diner. And welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. Do you know Larry?
I do know Larry.
You know Larry? Do you know it is impossible for most people to lick their own elbow? Have you ever tried to do that? I tried it. Can anybody do that?
Who wants to?
Well, who wants to? Yeah. It's just a little fascinating thing I ran across. That's Larry, by the way, who can't lick his own elbow.
I really can't. I was trying to.
I bet Nadine can. Huh?
Oh, she comes with pre-licked elbows. Speaking of Nadine, where is she?
Oh, I hear her music. Oh!
Oh, Lord. Nadine.
Saying, "Oh Lord," what do you mean by that?
Well, we're on first name basis.
I'm glad.
So can you lick your own elbow?
What's that?
Can you lick your own elbow?
I don't think that's any of your business. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Nadine?
Tell you what, it's good to have some young blood in this place.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to see you. I like your music. That's
thank you.
country.
Well, I appreciate you.
It's not like all this young new crap.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it either.
I don't either. Yeah, I see you got in the markers.
Well, I was beat up in the 3rd grade, and they rode all over me, and it never came off.
Tell you what, you was beat up a lot, wouldn't you?
About 370 times.
And I saw where you met your wife on TikTok.
I did.
Yeah.
Tic-tac.
Well, whatever that thing is.
TikTok. No,
TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
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 Come on, get it right.
There was a 1 in 697 million shot that I met a beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman.
And you knew immediately, you said.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. First 5 seconds. We actually talked for 4 months before we met each other, just to get to know
What was
each
your
other.
phone bill?
My phone bill? I got a cell phone, so
4
it wasn't.
months.
But when we met, We knew in the first 5 seconds.
Yep.
We were in love.
Incredible.
See, me and Homer, we did the same thing.
Really?
We didn't meet on that, though. But we didn't have any of that crap back then. But I felt the same way, just like that.
Yeah.
Then I thought, what have I done?
That's what she's thinking too.
Well, I tell you what, you made it through the pandemic, so that's good. Well, we're still in the middle of it, but you know, the good thing about pandemics is you can eat all the chocolate you want and your earrings will still fit. That goes for you too, Corey.
I know. Well, mine won't close up, so I just have to put something in them.
Well, I tell you
Whatever
what.
possessed you to do that?
You know what, man? I'll tell you. I have no idea. I'm a preacher's kid.
That says it
That'll
all
do it.
right there.
Yeah.
PK. That's what it is.
That'll put holes in your head.
Yep.
I guarantee it.
I'm a PK kid.
Are you?
That's
so
why
am
I'm
I.
crazy.
Well, that's why I'm a little
That's why,
nutsy
yeah,
too.
I know. It just, well, you are too, Larry.
That's it.
Well, and Larry's sons are PK kids.
Oh, that's right.
And me and Keith, we just have to deal with all of it.
Yeah, I know. The self-righteousness.
I tell you what, though, you know what? I'm getting, the older I get, I'm getting this growth down here, and I have to pluck them all the time. And I pluck them, and the faster, they just grow faster and faster. It's like battling crabgrass. I'm thinking about doing what you're doing, just let it go.
Hey,
I'd like to see
I
that.
think it'd look good on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dark red.
yeah. You know, we used to go to the circus to see the fat lady, the bearded lady with the tattoos and all that. They can just come here to the diner.
You could be
I'm
that.
the fat man with the beard and the tattoos.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think they would. Well, you know, I always wonder why Tarzan never had a beard. Do you know who Tarzan is? I mean, you're young.
The guy that hits the tree all the time.
That's it.
There you
That's
go.
it. Yeah.
Tree
Well,
to
he
tree.
didn't hit the trees back when we was growing up.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he's
He had
just
better
swung
aim.
through the woods.
Vines.
The vines, yeah. But he never had a beard. I never understood that.
Well, yeah, that's
Maybe
interesting.
Jane had a razor or something.
That's interesting.
That is really a good
Well-
question.
I'd like to hear you do a Tarzan yell. That's what I'd like to hear.
That's for Carol Burnett. It's not for me.
She did a good one.
She did. She did a really good one. Homer said, he said that God was a real good inventor. He took a rib from Adam and made a loudspeaker.
That's right. That's right.
That is good.
Yeah. I told him I considered the gift of gab a spiritual gift. Can't tell you what he said. We got a new song leader at our church.
Yeah.
I met him Sunday. He's not married. He said he was a member of Bridegrooms Anonymous. And I said, what is that? He said, well, when I get the hankering to go get married, they send over a woman in a house coat and curlers, and she burns my toast for me. He's from Canada. He's Canadian. I think that's what they call him.
Yeah.
That's like being American, but without a gun.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. He asked me, I told him I had a friend that had a girl that he might be interested in, and he said, well, how old is she? And I said, well, I don't know how old she is. I mean, it's like a speedometer on the car. They set them back. You don't know how far. And he said, well, what does she look like? I said, well, I don't know what to say. I said, well, I tell you what, let's put it this way. If her face was her fortune, she wouldn't have to pay taxes.
Oh.
But she's got a great personality.
Oh, yeah.
Great personality. Yeah.
That was always the death knell, somebody said.
When said she's got a good
Oh, you like
personality.
her. She got a great personality.
That's what they used to say about me a lot. She's funny. She's got a good personality.
Yeah. They were wrong about that,
That's
too.
why I ended up with Homer. Well, I'm going to go put the sign up.
What's it going to say?
It's going to say, listen and silent are spelled with the same letters.
Listen and
And
silent
silent.
are spelled with the same letter.
I never learned that.
That's heavy.
Learned part of it.
It is heavy, isn't it, Keith?
Yeah.
Corey,
Yes, sir.
time for another song.
All right. Well, this is for anybody that's ever been through a divorce.
Oh, boy.
It's called Let's Take Tonight. I wrote it. It's a true story, and I'm going to sing it for you. So here we go. I know it's been. A long, hard year. I know our hearts are changing, it's clear. We've run our race and finished dead last. Soon our love will be a thing of the past. So let's take tonight and be real with ourselves. 'Cause we've tried and tried, but that did not help. It was real once, that shot on to hell. So let's take tonight and be real with ourselves. See, time is a thing that we can't get back. Our hearts have moved on. Yeah, that's just a fact. We can sit here and cry, but that won't change a thing. So I'll pack up my bags while you take off your ring. Let's take tonight and be real with ourselves. 'Cause we've tried and tried, but that did not help. Yeah, it was real once, that shot on to hell. So let's take tonight and be real with ourselves. Let's take tonight and be real with ourselves. I wrote that with my stepmom, Jennifer Layne. Well, she goes by Jennifer Celeste Dawson in her songwriting, but I wrote that with her.
Wow.
And she actually wrote a song for Chris Golden called Your Son. I don't know if you ever heard it or not, but
No, I haven't, but
man,
wow.
Powerful stuff.
heavy song.
Your sideman here is doing a pretty good job.
He ain't doing too shabby, is he?
Yeah. Oh, Ben.
I'm depending on him right now.
I'm having a good time. Good stuff.
Hey, man, you're great.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Take a quick break. We'll be back with more.
Only thing missing out of that song was a crying steel guitar. We'll be back right after this. Oh, yeah. Just checking out the special. You know, Corey Layne's from down in South Pittsburgh, and today's special's Corey Layne's South Pittsburgh barbecue ribs with his own homemade sauce. It'll have you crying before you hear one of his sad songs. That's Larry.
Okay, let's get another song.
I wrote this song with Buddy Owens and Galen Griffin, and I dedicate this to my wife. It's my song to my wife. So it's called "Real as the Rain." Like the earth that is quaking, you've still got me shaking. We started us a fire, it's burning high. These mountains and these valleys, they kinda tell our story of the ups and the downs we've had along the way. Our love is real as the rain, 'cause when it pours, it washes like salvation. And when it's dry, the desert's even praying. Oh, it could save our lives or wash us both away. Baby, our love is real as the rain. I still remember falling like the leaves in early autumn. You changed the color of love from gray to baby blue. And we've had our share of suffering, but when we were down to nothing, we found something real as the rain. 'Cause when it pours, it washes like salvation. And when it's dry, the desert's even praying. Oh, it could save our lives or wash us both away. Baby, our love is real as the rain. When it pours, it washes like salvation. And when it's dry, the desert's even praying. Oh, it could save our lives, wash us both away. Baby, our love is real as the rain. Baby, our love is real as the rain.
All right, Corey. Corey Layne. Let's take a quick break. We'll get out of here. Be right back.
And we will indeed be back in just a moment. Larry's Country Diner. And welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. It's called that because that's Larry, and it's his diner.
Now, you don't treat Huckabee that way.
Oh, well, he doesn't own a diner.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Looks like he likes eating at diners.
Oh, he loves eating at diner. He would love this place.
Yeah.
Hey, he's lost weight.
I like him. What do you mean he's lost weight?
Mike's
He's lost weight. He's grown a beard. He looks great.
Yeah, he does. He's lost weight.
Is he running for office?
Might.
He's staying out of the diner.
His wife, Janet, hates that beard. She
Oh,
threatened
does
us
she?
all with our jobs if we talk him out of it.
That's
you know.
why he
I
has
like
it.
it.
But he loves it.
Ben Hall. Tell them what you do for real.
For real.
Very proud employee of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum.
That's a
Been
great
there
job.
about 12 years now.
You kind of have an executive title of some sort, don't you?
It's a real fancy title. It's not as fancy as it sounds, but I'm the Senior Director of Development. I work with lots of partners that make our work possible,
Wow.
like Gus and Springer Mountain Farms Chicken.
Ooh. So if I said go develop something, you could do that?
You know, about as quick as we whipped up that poorly played instrumental.
That was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. Thank y'all.
We're ready to get out of here, I believe. Thank you for coming today. Corey,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Very
They've got
impressed.
your website up over here,
Okay.
and there's more to come from you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
He won't even know us in a year, man.
No, ignore it.
No, I'll be back anytime you want me to.
Corey, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Delightful. Good?
Yeah. One thing left to say, Larry's Country Diner, where the cameras are always rolling and we don't care.